We are in a magical forest looking for fairies. Here is where I feel the portal. They really are talking about you.
Hi my angels, it's Hailey Reese and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so freaking excited that you are here, especially for today's video because this video is so freaking cool and honestly magical, and I'm so excited to share it with you. In this video, I'm going to be sharing footage from when me and my friend Lana, or my friend Lana and I, sorry, grammatically incorrect there, visited a fairy forest where she has seen fairies, and she brought me to the different fairy homes. There was just so much magic in this day that I'm so excited to share it with you guys. It really reminds me of the start of my channel when Grams and I would talk about the haunted house I grew up in that had fairies and gnomes, and when Grams and I would make fairy gardens together. It's just really extra special, and I am so excited to share a little piece of elemental magic with you guys. If you guys aren't familiar with my channel, or maybe you just haven't seen any of my videos with Lana, Lana is an evidential medium who can connect to the other side and other dimensions in a way that it is so incredible and magical. And so when Lana told me that she had discovered a fairy forest, a forest that had fairies and gnomes and just so many elementals, I was so excited and asked her if she'd be interested in filming a video together for my channel and for her channel to share this piece of magic with you guys. And you guys, I can't even explain to you. I hope that you can feel it through the screen as I share these clips with you, how magical and beautiful this forest is and felt. Honestly, the fairy homes are that of what you would think a fairy tale would put. Like, that's, of course, that sounds silly, but they look like that out of a fairy tale. Like, it felt like I was walking through a magical forest from my childhood fairy tale books. It is so beautiful, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys. Not only did we visit the fairies and go to two different fairy locations, or two different fairy homes and portals, but we also visited the gnomes as well, and that will be in a separate video. But to start off this video, I want to share kind of the introduction that her and I had filmed and the very first location that we had went to, which was the first fairy home. Please comment what you guys think. It truly, like I said, looks straight out of a fairy tale, and let's just roll the first clips.
This is one of my favorite places to come because there's so much fairy energy and fairy activity in this forest. And I personally, Hailey, have seen fairies and fairy energy and evidence on fairies. So in order to connect with fairies, there's a few things that you kind of have to be aware of. Number one, do you believe in the fairy dimension? Do you believe that fairies live in the forest? Finding fairies in a forest takes that childlike heart that we all have. We just don't always access it. So if you connect to that heart space, that inner child space where magic and believing in things is, and you open that up, you're able to see great things. And one thing about fairies is they're not just out on the path, they're hidden. But if you take a look, I'm going to show you what I mean by hiding. There's a tree over there with it where its stump grows out, and you can see and feel the magic through an opening. Let's get a little closer, Hailey. So here is a magical place, and I can feel the energy. I'm hoping you're able to feel this through the video. Wise old tree with an entrance, moss covering, well hidden in a forest. And to connect with fairies, one of the things that you have to be very cautious of in the forest is to really respect the space. So when Hailey and I were walking through, we were very careful not to crush any greenery. We were just very careful and respectful. And here is where I feel the portal. This is the entranceway, the doorway of where fairies come in and come out. And it's even just touching it, even just feeling the energy of the magic that lives in this tree is absolutely incredible.
It looks magical to me. It looks like something out of a storybook.
Right? And again, Hailey, we're several steps off that beaten path, kind of tucked in. And you know how I found this fairy portal?
How?
Was in the winter, and it felt very different to me out here, Hailey, in the winter. I hike back here quite often, and when I seen it and got a little closer, the energy wasn't as strong, and I didn't feel them quite as strong. And when I came back in the spring, it was like, ooh, the magic of their presence was just so profound. Now they are around in the winter. It just felt very different to me. It had a very different fairy energy. Maybe there was less of them here, but this is definitely a fairy home. Definitely an entrance into that spirit dimension where fairies come and go.
So you feel fairies here right now?
Oh, 100%. I get quite excited. I'm
Yeah.
trying to like keep my animation in check because I just get so excited at the energy behind fairy homes and that portal in and out of the fairy dimensions. With anything in the spirit dimensions, the more you believe and connect, the more magic you're going to see. And I've talked about that a few times on my channel, about if you believe in spirit, you'll see spirit signs. If you believe in fairies and learn how to connect to that magic and develop a relationship with that dimension, it's incredible the experiences and the magic that you will have.
Do the fairies from this particular space have anything that they would want to say?
The fairies in this particular forest are very content with how the forest is looked after. They've shared with me a few times how the people that hike here are very respectful. They also have chosen this particular spot because I asked them why here, and it's the pond. The pond is really important because fairies also love water. They love to see their reflection in the water. They love to play in the water. They're very connected to all things earthy and foresty. So they have an incredible peaceful existence here. Fairies love peace. They love magic. They don't like chaos and anger. They stray away from all of that vibration, which is why not every single forest or every single trail may not have any fairy activity. It depends on the humans and the interactions that we have with the earth as far as how much fairy activity is around.
It is so cool.
Isn't it great? I love the energy here, and they do chitter chatter with me quite a bit. Like right now, I'm just hearing how excited they are that I'm here and that I'm sharing. And they're also asking me to, and this is really cute, they're asking me to bring more little kids with me next time.
Aww.
You guys, isn't that so beautiful and magical? Like, just looking at that, I feel like I can feel the energy of the fairies and just the magic and the beauty of that dimension. But this wasn't the only fairy spot that Lana had taken me to on this particular day. We actually ended up heading over to what she refers to as the fairy condo, but to me, I feel like it's more of like a fairy castle. I'm curious to see what you guys think in the comment section below. But I have to say, with this particular space, it felt different to me than the other space did. The other space felt like I was walking into a real life fairy tale, and I felt that beautiful magic and that beautiful energy. But this one, I felt so pulled in and captivated, and it gives me chills even telling you that, because wait till you guys hear what Lana has to say in regards to what they were saying.
So right here we are at another magical spot. I call this the fairy condo because it does look like a condo, but I feel that it's an entrance or a portal for many fairies. I really feel that many come and go from here, and it does have a very unique shape with the magic of the mushrooms going up. Let's just see what we feel, Hailey.
Yeah. I have to say, this one just has such a magical feeling to me as well, with the way that the mushrooms are going up it. It almost feels like a castle at the top. It's amazing. What are you feeling? I feel like you're feeling something.
You know me well, Miss Hailey. You know me really well. Interestingly enough, I'm tapping into a lot. They're talking to me about a lot of change at this end of the forest, and I'm just trying to understand what they're trying to tell me, and I'm just kind of looking around to see what kind of change. And I think the longer I kind of sit here or stand here and look around, I see a lot of change to the structure of the forest from that last storm. So they're trying to communicate with me that there has been some changes since I was last here. I'm also hearing from them, Hailey, this is kind of fascinating, that new fairies are coming to this forest.
Really?
New fairies. And one thing with fairies is they all look very differently, just like us human people. Some of them have wings and some of them do not. And they're telling me that a new generation of fairies that are coming, many, or if not most of them, are going to be winged fairies.
Oh, I love that.
Winged fairies. And the current generation that's hanging out in this area, maybe not a generation of fairies, but maybe cluster of fairies are not winged. And that's news to me. Of all the times that I've been out here, I haven't heard them talk about not having wings, that the majority of them don't have wings in this portal location.
That's fascinating.
It is absolutely fascinating. And what's really interesting too, Hailey, is they really are talking about you.
What?
They're talking about Miss Hailey and how her energy is so high and infectious.
Aww.
And they find that absolutely delicious.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Isn't that cute?
That is so sweet. Oh,
You do have fairy-like energy, Hailey.
thank you. My grandma thinks so.
The magic of a fairy condo or a fairy castle is just absolutely incredible here in this space.
It truly is.
I can't even tell you how giddy I got inside when Lana said that they were talking about me and that they felt my energy and felt that it was good. I really wish Grams could have been here to enjoy this day with us. And as I mentioned, this video is just the start of a beautiful, magical series. But I just had to share Lana's findings with you guys and share what Lana sees and what she sees into that dimension and what the fairies and the elementals have shared with her. We are truly spiritual beings having an earthly experience. There is so much more to our world than we could even imagine, and there is so much more beyond our world. And I encourage you guys to, you know, take a step outside and see the energies that you can feel, connect with your inner child, and believe in that magic, because the world is a much more beautiful place when you connect to that part of your soul. I know there's going to be people who think that we're absolutely crazy, and I'm totally okay with that. As I mentioned with you guys before, like in the early days of my channel, and even my Grams told you, growing up as a child, and not just me, the generations prior to me, we all experienced the fairy magic. And so it was really cool to just bring out my inner child and experience that again. I really hope that you guys enjoyed seeing a little glimpse into the magical fairy forest. If you want us to go back and share more, or I just want to know all of your thoughts and opinions and how you felt looking at the footage. I also want to note that on Lana's channel, I'll have it linked down below, like the video. She kind of went into depth in her video, more so of what she leaves for the fairies and how she connects with them and kind of the history of fairies through what she's learned. So I will have that video at the very top of my description. Make sure to check it out. But it just felt so nice to connect to the elementals again and just to feel that magic that Grams and I experienced all throughout my childhood and hers as well. Well, you guys, that is it for this video. This is just the beginning of the series. In the next episode, we will be getting into the gnomes and visiting the gnomes. And when I tell you guys, we actually saw like gnome faces in the trees. I know it sounds crazy. You'll understand better in the next video, but it's so freaking cool. So if you are new to my channel, make sure that you go ahead and click that subscribe button. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think? Do you believe in fairies? Do you believe in the elementals? Do you believe in the unbelievable? I would love to know. And that is it for today's video. Remember, my loves, to do all things with kindness. And until next time, I love you.